Today on Project Shop, we have an absolute mess in here. We got 3 different loads of lights, one of which is from Orlando. I already started kind of pulling stuff off the trailer. We got all these lights here. That came from a new customer. We got an old friend here. And what we're gonna do is kind of move these lights over here, kind of spread them out. I got more up in the shop. We're gonna blow through them, recover the transformers. We got transformers to recover in there. And we got some more over here. There's just lights everywhere. Got a bin of wire. I don't think we're gonna get to all of this today, but today is Saturday. It's actually early, which is a rare thing. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning. Usually we start at 8 o'clock at night. So hopefully we'll get some production done today. And we got 3 barrels of scrap back there, a couple barrels of scrap over here, and hopefully by the end of the day we can at least get all the aluminum processed and load it back on the trailer, or at least that's the goal. And then tomorrow, Sunday, we can work on stripping wire, cracking transformers, and possibly digging into that pile over there. So I'm gonna get time-lapse set up, and we're gonna kind of sort out how we're gonna get this situated. We wanna get these outside, get those outside, and hopefully make some headway today. Okay, we got a mess out here. I'm gonna give you some head cam action, show you exactly how this stuff is coming apart. First of all, to get the lens off, or the door, it's 2 number 3 screws, and the thing just pops out and unclips. And then where am I at? And then we remove the lamp, and then I'm coming back, and there's these 2 tabs. This thing folds right out of here. Now, unfortunately, a lot of these are freaking double aluminum. Good thing I didn't pay for these. Some of them have 1 copper, 1 aluminum, but most of them, I don't know, man, they're suspect, unfortunately. So it's a good thing I didn't pay for them. And then it's a 5/16 nut driver. Now there's 3 different style reflectors. See, this one's different, and it didn't have clips at the bottom. At first, this is probably stainless, but it's magnetic, so we ain't gonna get much off of that. And then I do take that little ground off. Now there's 2 little clips down here, and sometimes they've been giving me problems. Push them in, that comes out, and then I let him deal with that. And then I'm recovering these 3/4 nuts with the lock washers. These things are sweet. Got me a little goodie box down here, and then they have these washers with rubber things on it that's holding these in, but then that pretty much just comes out, and once he clips some wires, that'll slide out. And that's it. These things are actually coming out extremely clean compared to normally what I would do is not unscrew everything. But it's coming out really simple. That feels like a double copper. See, some of these things are 250 watts. Some of them are 400s. So they've been there. These actually came from a nice parking lot. This is from a customer, a new customer. I'm not, see, that one didn't have the little clips at the bottom. And then Oliver's coming back and clipping the wires, and then he's pulling this off of here. And then the only other thing we have to do, I got to find a star bit to remove this. I think this is metal, that's aluminum. So we're gonna get a nice chunk, and then what we're gonna do, like if I didn't have to pull these bolts out, I wouldn't even remove that reflector. I would have just pulled these out and sent it like that, you know. But we're gonna clean these up real good, and then what we're gonna do is take these reflectors and jam as many as we can down in one of these boxes to condense them, because I want to use these boxes for to fill up with a bunch of other little tiny pieces of aluminum that I have from other jobs. And then we're just banging this out. It's my favorite hammer, man. I've had this thing for years. This is a S-twing. Yeah, S-twing, however you want to say it. You can't beat these all metal hammers, man. I mean, I've used and abused this thing for years, and you know, she's still rocking. I did break the tip off years ago, or no, you know what? Did I break it off, or was it broken when I got it? That's a good question. I mean, I probably had this hammer for 15 years. I had this hammer before I even started scrapping. That's how long I've had that hammer. Okay. Now this one is about ready to go. I'm not worried about screws or nothing getting on the ground. After we clean this up, we'll mag everything up with the magnet sweeper. And as you can see, when I come out, I keep that drill going and I flick it to the side while it's spinning. And even though this is magnetic, you know, that thing will stick in there. It kicks it right out of there for me. Okay. And then we'll just come back and clean up that metal. And man, we blew through these things. And the only other thing is this right here. We'll take these off now. These clips actually might be stainless. Well, let me see. Is that sticking to that magnet? Yep, see? I bet you they are stainless, but they're magnetic stainless. So ain't much we can do with that, but send it to the scrap yard. See that hole? This was the only one that actually gave problems. You know, when in doubt, beat it out. Okay, there you go. And that's that. So we'll blow through this real quick as soon as I'm done this one. And then, damn, man. Wow, this transformer's tore up. Look at that. That's not even me. They must have dropped this from up high. Where's that hammer? That sounds different. That's copper. So at least we're gonna get some copper out of this. Kind of disappointing that I don't think there's any double copper ones in this one, except for maybe a couple of them small 250 watters. Okay, put that there. Okay. Now, I have tons of 3/4 all thread, or 1/2 inch, or whatever you want to call it, whatever size that is. So I'm not really too worried about I might save some of these. They are nice little, yeah, we might save some of this. But that's what I got out of there. Nice little stash of really nice nuts. I'm super stoked about that. I've been on a hardware spree lately. Okay, let's see what's next. Just catching up. I'm gonna I guess I'm gonna start tearing into all this glass, and then we're gonna find a bucket that we can put the steel in. I'll send all that steel as prepared. This has a little thing on it. We'll see if, I don't even think it's gonna matter. We'll just crunch it down once we get the glass off. I have literally pallets. I probably got 3 pallets like that of glass, and then over there I have a pallet with 4 drums on it that are full of broken glass, where we literally smashed all the glass and then shoveled it into the drum. I don't know why we did that, but we did. And I'm gonna have to take it over to the local dump. I keep getting questions in the comments, what do I do with all this glass? So nobody down here in South Florida buys glass. Nobody in South Florida buys plastic, okay? If I take it to the recycling center, or it's more like a local dump, they charge you. No matter what you bring in, they're gonna charge you by the ton. It's like 40 bucks a ton or some shit like that. Or it might even be more now that everything's gone up. Might be like 60 bucks, I don't know. But normally when I go there, I bring a whole trailer load of garbage. Insulation, glass, trash, wood pallets. I just bring everything that's like all this crap over here. We're gonna load up and take when I get a free trailer. And you know, I think the most I ever paid was like 60 bucks. And I usually go once a month, twice a month if I'm really busy. But for the most part, most of the trash I get, I take right over to the dumpster here that's included in my rent. I can bring 2 bags a day in. Now, I could sit here and crack all this stuff up and slip it in some bags and throw it in there. Maybe I'll do that, I don't know. But that's just, it's just too much. And what happens is, you know, if I'm throwing 2 bags a day away, sometimes I'll generate way more, especially if I'm stripping wire. Shit, man, I might generate 8 bags in a day stripping wire. How we looking, man? You almost done? I got to get a another drill for that plate. We need to pull them capacitors off, and then that'll be it for this. We blew through this really quick. I mean, it might have taken us an hour to, you know, once it was set out, maybe 20 minutes, hour and 20 minutes, or we still got probably 30 minutes to go. So all in all, this was super easy. And let's just check here. Now, yeah, this is coming right off. We're gonna palletize that, pull this off. Shit, this is gonna be some of the cleanest cast I've ever sent. Although I did leave these little pieces. They look like stainless too. But normally, I try to give them that 3% you're allowed. I feel bad for people that have scrap yards that make them take every single nut and bolt out, because, you know, I sell to an exporter that sells directly to the mills. So if there was a problem with me leaving screws or hardware in the cast and the old sheet, I would get told right away, hey man, you know, you're getting too much. So I actually, one time, I had a whole load of lights. They actually, when I went back to the scrap yard the next time, they actually charged me like 60 bucks for big plates that were in there. I don't know if I forgot to take the plates out or I thought they were aluminum, but yeah, they weren't, I mean, they were thick. When I seen the plate he pulled out, it was like the plates I pulled out of them last lights where you need to take all the little screws, and it's a big heavy plate in there. Yeah, they weren't happy about that because it was fucking up their baler, and they were, you know, they figured out what the hell the problem was. It was these big ass plates and these cast aluminum, or these sheet aluminum lights. So yeah, that was, I'm pretty sure them plates weighed as much as the light aluminum housing, so they weren't happy with that. But other than that, little screws, I mean, I could have left these brackets on here. I could have left that in there and not unscrewed that, and I don't even think that would have been an issue. You know, that's would have been borderline 3%, but we would have been all right. They wouldn't have said, I've taken these exact same lights in and just pulled out that plate, clipped the wires, didn't even remove that. So, and the only reason I did remove them is because I'm looking for space. This little trailer needs to get all this scrap back on it, all of this, and everything I have in the shop. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but we sure as hell gonna try. We're gonna have to probably put some wood sides on here and Sanford and sun the shit out of this trailer this weekend, because I want to get all this shit out of here Monday. And then what I'll do is I have a lot of copper wire, and then we're gonna have a lot of heavy copper from the transformers. Not a lot, but there'll be, you know, a nice little chunk. We'll throw that in the back of the truck and then go from there. Now these things are awkward as shit, so what we're gonna do is stuff them in there like this, and then we're gonna wait until we get all this processed. And I find there's a bunch of little stuff that once these are like stuck together, I'll shove that aluminum underneath of it. We'll pack these full, and yeah, we're gonna have, it's gonna be like scrap Tetris over here. So yeah, stay tuned for that. So this is gonna be today's Saturday. This is gonna be part 2. We're gonna be running into Sunday with this stuff. Let me know if you think we're gonna get all this on that trailer. Okay, where was I got distracted here. Okay, we're pulling lenses, and I need to go find a bit for that. All right, we're gonna get back on a time lapse, and so I can crank up some music. Unfortunately, y'all gonna hear some YouTube friendly music, and today I don't even know what we're bumping. I had the radio on earlier, so all right, let's get back to work. Okay, there you have it. Absolutely blew through this stuff, and we got a nice little pile of glass we're going to add to our massive pile of glass we got over there. This is all them heavy cast things. I took the hammer and smashed them down, smashed all that sheet down in there. We got a lot of empty voids here for a lot of the small stuff we're about to come up on, and now we're going to get right on this trailer. A lot of this stuff they already had taken apart to get it down when I went to, this is the last thing, last load from Orlando. I think I had four trips up there. So what I'm going to do is we're going to stockpile all this stuff over here, and I'm actually going to weigh this stuff because I do want to know how much I kind of made from that job. But we need to get all this stuff off so I can get all that stuff on, laid down in there, and then I can start stuffing all the little bits of aluminum up underneath of it. And I'll weigh this. I'm only going to weigh this stuff. I'm not even going to weigh that. Well, maybe I'll weigh one of those. I don't know. That was all free stuff. I mean, this was all free stuff. I did give them guys 200 bucks for going out of their way and bringing this stuff into the storage there. But that's about it. But I did have a lot of money in fuel and a couple nights in a hotel up there, so I'm kind of curious of what we made. I know I made some money, but you know, the hours I put into that and the fuel and wear and tear on the old Super Duty over there, you know, we like to try to keep track of that. So I'm gonna get something to drink. We're gonna get set up inside. I'm gonna have Oliver bring the cart out here and just load some stuff up, bring it in. We're gonna stage a pallet in there, and that way he can just bring stuff in and bring stuff out. Hopefully we can blow through this in a couple hours. Once we get through all this tedious stuff here, this mismatch stuff, and as he brings it in, I might kind of start separating the stuff to kind of do all the same stuff at once, because if you're doing the same stuff at once, it goes a lot faster than if you're doing that, doing this, doing that, doing that, going back to this, going back to that. You know, if you could just stick on one thing, it goes way faster. But unfortunately, this is just a jumbled mess of stuff. There was just so many different lights on that job. It was crazy. I mean, we're not complaining, not at all, but it is what it is. So we're gonna get the table set up in there. I already got some scrap in there, and I already processed a little bit of it. We're gonna turn on some lights. We need some light in here. Why is it so damn dark? And we'll use this cart and start filling this table. Okay, we moved on to the inside. Now this is going to be a bunch of tedious stuff, like, so the only way to get that off, that's a nice piece of extrusion, is to cut that bolt. Oh, I guess it would help if we were plugged in. Okay, now I do have two drums here. One we've been putting steel in. Oh, that's loud. And then we'll go ahead and cut that too while we're at it. Okay, so this I had the tools here somewhere. Well, that's it there. So I'm about to, I think I'm going to do a video where I gather up all my tools and sort them, because I have bins and boxes of tools. I've got tools and boxes up there that I need to go through. I got tools and stuff over by the lathe. I got a whole tool room that's a whole absolute freaking mess that I never do anything with. So this here is why I love these snips. These ones are cooked. I've probably had these ones for 2 years, 3 years, and they have clipped thousands of transformers. Now either this is too tight, which I think that's the case. Let's see if we can loosen that up. This is an awesome set I got at Tractor Supply, my new favorite place. I went over there and got all kinds of stuff one day. They opened a new one down the street from me. Oh, there we go. Now we don't want to be too loose to where we can't snip wire. Let's see. Now, one issue with these is sometimes the wire rolls over. We might tighten that up just a little bit. What I do is I hold this tight and I push over, like I'm pushing sideways. And what that's doing is it's pushing that together. And when you're clipping stuff, you know, it makes it go a lot easier. That is way nicer. Just need a little adjustment. Give that just a little. There we go. Hey man, let me see that pair of cutters you had that were giving us problems earlier. See if we can tighten that up a little bit. Oh. See, it looks like they crimped the end of that. It don't want to move. Nope. Nope. We're gonna wind up stripping it. That might not even be the right size. Try not to arc on them batteries. Clean, that can go. Nice double copper transformer. And this is why. What do you got? Right there. You get that one, and then you need a Phillips. Let's get my man set up over here. Okay. Wrong size. Okay. It's trash. Now, that's why I love these, man. You can cut steel and wire. You don't want to be cutting, where's my dikes? Here you go. You don't want to be cutting wire with these, or cutting steel, because this is super hard and they'll break. You'll mess your stuff up. Who's calling? Someone's always calling. Fort Lauderdale's calling. I don't know you. Okay. Oh, that's loud. Okay. Da 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 da. All right, we're getting in a little rhythm here. Trash, trash. Okay, let's see what we got. I got a bag for steel right here. Is that plastic or is that aluminum? That's plastic. That's garbage. Okay. I need my own Phillips. Somewhere I had a thing. Oh, here it is. That Orlando job, this thing was full of number 2 bits, and I'm down to my last 2. It's always good to have a good supply of these things because you will blow through them. Let me get another drill out here. Oh, we got one right here. Oh, this is the one I don't like. Where's all my batteries, man? Oh, we got no batteries. So, yeah, see that? I don't know about that. So I got a lot of comments about DeWalt being junk, and honestly, I don't think one particular brand is that much better than the other. They're all pretty much going to do the same thing. It's just this particular one. Now look, these are both brand new. This one I have no issues with, none at all. This one with the switch I have issues with, and I don't even know why I bought that. I don't need low power, I need all the power. These older ones, I think the one he's got, I must have had that thing for, I don't know. Where's the battery from the other one? Did it die? Okay. I probably had that when they first came out with 20 volts. I bought that, and that was in my first shop, which is probably 12 years ago, almost 10 years ago. Whenever they first came out with them 20 volts, because I had just bought my, see, if you go further, I usually don't do this. I usually throw these things are loaded with brass. There's brass nuts back here. These screws are usually brass. It's a little spring, little brass nuts, and then that's, I would consider that clean brass, you know. And this thing here, normally I just leave these in. I don't even take them out, because the time you're gonna spend getting them out, you might as well just get the 50 cents a pound. You're getting paid for all this ceramic, you know. But if I do get them out and they're free and clear, usually I'll throw them to the side. I have like buckets of this stuff back there somewhere. I'm not gonna recover these today, but I'll do, like, when I do the lamps. Do I have my thing? So we're probably gonna do a lamp video here soon. I'll take this and set it up in there, and maybe this isn't the one I use. Yeah, it is. And crack that like that. That's trash. And then I crack that like that, okay? And then you just have to worry about that, which has a little piece of mercury in it. There it is. Oh, you can't see it. I just seen it roll by. I actually want to start recovering the mercury out of this, because I've been doing some research on basically ancient technology, bro. They knew about mercury. If you read like The Alchemist and stuff like that, and if you never, most people don't even know there's something called red mercury, and something with red mercury and gold, and then you get it in an animated state, and that has something to do with free energy that they took from us and were hiding from us. And Nikola Tesla was trying to bring back, but you know, as JP Morgan famously stated, how are we going to put a meter on that? How are we going to charge the masses for free electric? You know what I'm saying? We can't be giving people free electric. But mercury, I think they demonize it because of its potential to have free electric. So I got bags of bulbs, and I'll set this up. We're gonna recover these, and my ultimate goal would be to run these through a hammer mill, run it through some type of sluice, and let the mercury, the heavy mercury, I think I can wash that glass off of the heavy mercury and recover it. So, you know, and then that's just steel. Sometimes that's stainless steel. So I got a bag of bulbs over here somewhere. But there is another way to recycle bulbs where you can actually make even more money than just that brass. And I know everybody's wanting to know about it, and I'll show you soon enough here. Get me a hose clamp. They put a brass screw in it. All right, we ain't gonna play with that. We gotta step up the game here. It's like 11 o'clock, man. We're procrastinating. If you've seen that last video, one of these was really burned up, and I wind up opening it up and there was a little transformer in it, but it wasn't a normal igniter capacitor thing. It was for a cold start system or a pre-warmer or something like that. Okay, our bucket of transformers is now this has got other stuff underneath. That's just the top of that. Okay, I'll send that just like that. See what we got here. Yeah, it was good on these guys. This is all that Orlando stuff. They went ahead and took the time to take the stuff down and drive it over to their little thing where they were building their fixtures. Let's just get this set up a little better. So normally they wouldn't even do that. They would just like leave them at the ground or throw them away on site. But there was a lot of this stuff. I mean, a whole trailer load. So I told them, I was like, listen, I can't be there. I already spent days over there and missed out on some other. I actually missed out on a job. They wind up throwing all the stuff away because I was out of town. You know, if you're not there to get it, they ain't got time to sometimes, you know, maybe if they're bringing it back to their shop, it's one thing, but they're on site, they got to move that stuff, man. This is all clean. That's steel. Keep these big washers. Glass. Clean. See, this is nice. All right, push these up here. We'll do them all at once. See what we got here. Okay, we're getting down to the last of it. I pretty much have these round lights and then these ones, which I'm pretty sure there's 1,000-watt transformers in here. I've been processing those. I'll show you in a second how those are coming apart. But this is what we got out here. Oliver's been making a mess. But this is a massive pile we got here. Somehow I have to stuff all this with all that on here. So this is the last of the stuff. At least we got the trailer cleaned off. We can actually start loading those back on the trailer here. And then we can actually kind of get this place cleaned up a little bit. Hey man, don't be throwing steel away. Okay, we'll get to that wire tomorrow, hopefully. What I want to do, I wasn't going to do this, but I want to know how much I made on that Orlando job, or at least a rough estimate. So that's why I got that staged right there. I'm going to load those white lights. I might weigh them just to kind of see, you know, what I got out of them. They were free, it really doesn't matter. But I'm going to weigh all that stuff as I load it on the trailer. And I am going to keep these separate. I'm going to process these first. I'll probably process them later tonight and see how much copper I got out of that last load. And then, you know, the wire and, you know, all this aluminum here. So hopefully we'll get at least 4,000 or 5,000 watters. And then I'm not sure what's in these smaller ones. But let me show you what's going on with these. There's two different types. Let's see here. Let's do these first. These are the last two of this style. So this is just a Phillips. These are really long, so I have to pull them out. I'm surprised none of them were stripped. And then there's a transformer on the back side. Wow, that transformer was already disconnected. Ow! Oh, I just hit my funny bone. Ooh, not so funny bone. All right, now I'm just clipping this, okay? They must have bypassed this and just went with a regular bulb or something. And then somewhere over here I have I had a mess. I have a mess. That's what I have over here. Somewhere I had a socket. And there it is. Hiding in plain sight. Okay. Now, what we got? Shoot. Okay. So when that happens, you can just sometimes screw it onto something somewhere and get it out. Spinning. A flathead on one side. Okay. That's that. Now, a lot of times if you just put sideways pressure, like when you push on there hold sideways and try to back it out at the same rate the gun's bringing it out, and it'll come right off without jamming that lock nut down in there. Because if you just push it really hard, you'll back it out and it'll push that up in there, and then you'll be beating it out like I just was. So just little tricks, try to make your life a little easier. A little bit of sheet. Okay, these are, I can feel these feel like copper transformers, and we got a little mountain. I probably should have just moved that out of there, so I wouldn't have had to move this twice, but either way I would have had to walk it all the way over there. These are nice little heavy plates, sheet aluminum, and we'll just pull that out if we can. No, maybe. I don't know how they got that in there. Yeah. All right. Now there is going to be a, those are actually aluminum, those clips. There is going to be a socket. Oh, look at that. That thing was melted or glued. Trash. And then of course we got something different. That's why I have a million guns. Oh, and like I was starting to say earlier, I get sidetracked a lot, so sorry if I'll start saying something and then completely forget about it. You know, a lot of people are telling me to get a different brand gun, Milwaukee or Makita, or what was the other one, Rigid. The problem is I have, you know, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 guns. To replace 11 guns, you're talking about over $1,000, and then batteries. And I just, you know, most of these work except for the one with that damn switch, wherever that is. This one, like this one here, was probably the first DeWalt that I ever, the first 20 volt, I'm sorry. And you can tell, you know, it's been used. This is probably the second and third over here somewhere. And then these, this one and this one I bought in the past 2 years. And I think I had another one that just got wrecked, you know, just burned up or whatever, something happened, but it pretty much looked like this by the time I was done with it. And that's a good gun, man. So is this one. They still, these ones kill it. This one's pretty good too. This is great. I got no problems with those. It's just this one, it's got to be either a trigger issue or a battery. Maybe we'll take this thing apart and look in it. Anyway, I actually want to buy a angle ratchet, and I'm probably going to buy DeWalt because I have all DeWalt batteries. I don't want to sit here and worry about, oh, I got to bring another battery because I go out in the field a lot. I got to bring another battery and another charger. And, you know, I just want one setup, man. You know, oh, and I got like 2 Sawzalls, DeWalt Sawzalls. So it's not something I want to really do. Okay. These are ready to rock and roll. This one got shredded. I think I was bending the wrong shit there. Okay, so this one here, this is what I was doing. We need this. Taking this off. Okay. probably shouldn't be using your gun as a hammer. And then we're gonna find our hammer. Where's our hammer? Maybe Oliver's using it. Okay, we'll use the old hatchet. Now, this has those same nuts on the inside, but we don't want to try to be down in there on the inside. When in doubt, beat it out. I learned that when I was cutting concrete for a living. The estimator would always have some stupid saying like that. When in doubt, core it out, or some bullshit. How you making out, man? You're done? All right, good. Lay these things down here. Maybe start at the door, lay them out. Do all these ones that are the same first, these big ones. I don't know if that's the same, but start down there, lay them out, and then we'll start opening them up. And then we're almost done, man. As soon as I knock out these ones, we'll be golden, man. Almost done with that job. Got to crack some transformers, and that's it. So there might be an easier way to get this out. I just been prying the crap out of these because they're kind of stuck in there. I don't know how you're supposed to get them out, what the procedure is, but my procedure is just pry it out with a screwdriver. I mean, I don't know. I guess you could, no, yeah, we're prying it. There's no need to be gentle. Just dig it in there. It's got these stupid little clips. Now, I'll tell you what. These little things here hurt if you freaking let them spring back on you. That's just garbage. Oh yeah, this one. Just pop that out of there. We ain't gonna worry about all that springy shit. This one kind of got mutilated. We can still get it out. Okay. Now, some of these had nice little transformers in there. Other ones had a little transformer. So either someone's been there and taken out the good transformer and put a little one. Who knows? This is coming from the same place where the maintenance company was leaving all the light bulbs and the ballast and everything up in there. Uh-oh. Either we're stuck. There we go. Oh, wow. Wow. Cardboard caught on fire inside. Whose idea was it to leave cardboard in there? So, that's probably the original. Now, got this big old boy. When I whip this thing out, it reminds me of Jack Nicholson in The Joker when he pulled out that big old revolver and shot down Batman. That one's already loose. Okay. And then we'll just pull that out of there. Pull that out. Put that here. Oh. And then what we want to do, yeah, see, which one was the original? This was the original, I think. So they came back in and put this BS in there, and this one's backwards. Like, how they're not all the same. Like the other one, the flathead was out here. Now the flathead's like in there. And like, how do you even look how small that is? Like, we might just give that the hatchet treatment. Let me what did I do with my drill? There we go. So I found this little 9mm works great for getting back in here. And if you keep your finger on the back side just a little bit, it keeps it from pushing it all the way off and keeps it in the teeth, basically. So that one we don't have a lot of room, we'll just use the front. Okay. That one we can get the back side on. Okay. Always do as much as you can with what you got in your hand before you go and change it up. It makes life a lot easier. Especially when you're dealing with all this tedious like micro scrap and crap. Now we're gonna need a flathead. Let's see if we can't get this thing out of here somehow. I'll bend this all the way around. See if we can get that off of there. I hate flatheads, man. You got to be straight on. Yeah, this looks like a job for the hatchet. Bam! Canadian treasure hunter, man. Turned me on to that. What a great scrapping tool. Okay, and we're just going to clean all this up. I'm not too worried about all these little screws or even the capacitor if it's on there. And then we'll just drop them back down in there. Give that a little shake. Cut all that crap off. We're getting a nice little chunk of number 2 insulate. Okay. Oh, he brought me some more stuff. Oh, this is why I like this. See that? You cut all them in one shot. If you tried that with a pair of dikes, it ain't happening. This is the best tool for scrapping, processing scrap, basically. Also, you can get down, way down in there deep and nip some stuff if you have to. You just gotta watch not to cut your fingers. You don't want to be missing a digit when you're done scrapping. Okay, we are moving along. We got another one of these. All right, some of those I could tell right away. Aluminum, copper. See the difference? You can tell, or at least I can. I don't know how well that's coming in on the camera. That one feels like copper. Oh, Transformer Mountain's getting kind of sketchy over here. Uh-oh, she's getting ready to blow out. We got a little bit of Transformers. We'll get a couple pounds of copper, not much. Definitely not as much as I was expecting, although we got all those lights right there. And we'll get a couple dollars out of them. Bam. Okay. Now I will, I'm just throwing stuff in there now. When I bring this out, I'm going to be trying to fill every little nook and cranny of them white lights with all that small stuff. But I'll separate out that extrusion. Whoops. Oh yeah, okay. And try to get a weigh in on it, because there is some other extrusion we're going to be coming across. Is that it? Okay. All right, man. So what are you gonna need for this? Flathead, 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 flathead. Phillips. Looks like flathead, end nut, driver, end nut. Damn. They did all the screws on that one. So here. Take this. This style of flathead, usually it's like a half a twist. It's not like a full, that's open, that's open. See that? Open them up, get the lens out. That might not come out. Yeah. But these here, there's a little thing. Pull the ballast out. Just work on opening them up and getting them lamps out of there. Oh, these might come off. There you go. Somehow, if you put your screwdriver down in here, maybe, and no, maybe not. Maybe. Always got to do some bullshit. Yeah, there you go. Just break it off. Bend it. This side looks like it comes out. This side looks like it don't want to come out. But it might be different on each one. The bag of 4 lamps is right here. Okay. Back to business. Let's clean this table off real quick. Okay, there you have it. This is the last of it. Now, unfortunately, one of those 1,000-watt transformers was a double aluminum, but double copper, 3 coil, 2 big copper, 1 small aluminum, double copper, double copper, double copper, double copper. Say that 5 times fast. Holy shit. And then we got this little tiny one here. Now, some of these, this is a high pressure sodium, so that feels heavy. We might open that up later. But for now, we're about done. It's like 4 o'clock. We started around 8, and we have an absolute mountain over here of prepared aluminum ready to go. Oliver did a great job of offloading and cleaning up this trailer. We got this whole big stack here that we did first thing this morning. And yeah, now I'm gonna take a break, and then I'm gonna work on later trying to get all of this on the trailer. I'm gonna put this on first, and then I'm gonna weigh that as I get it on there, because that's that Orlando, all of that pile there is the Orlando job. And then later tonight I'm gonna crack some transformers, and then we should be able to get a total today on what that whole Orlando gig was. I'm thinking it was probably close to $4,000, but I might have, between all the fuel and everything and the $200 I gave the dude and some labor, probably $1,000 into that job. So hopefully we made out okay. I think so. Whenever you have a big pile of aluminum and some transformers to crack, usually you make out all right. And I have all these lights, and I'm pretty sure somewhere was oh, we have steel. I'm pretty sure somewhere I have some more transformers, maybe in the bottom of one of these drums here. Oh, that was the transformers from earlier, but I think maybe one of these two drums here might have transformers in them. That's why they're close to the table. So we'll find out later this afternoon. I'm gonna take a break and get something to eat, and then we're gonna get these on the table. I'm gonna crack them. We'll get a weight on that copper. I don't think I have anything in any plastic drums, so I'll get a weight on the steel, weight on that steel, weight on the other steel. We'll weigh this. There's a lot of extrusion in there. We'll weigh all this stuff. And man, you know, it's crazy. Pretty much these last little bit, this is gonna have the most copper out of everything we did today. I mean, we're gonna pull some copper, but I doubt we'll have 100 pounds. I mean, we might be close to 100 pounds. We'll see. So we'll get back at you in a little bit. I'll tell you where we're going, right to the scrap yard. Dancing. You ever seen your copper dance before? Okay, this is what we got. I'm gonna butt weld these two pieces. These are the thickest pieces we have. They're actually thicker than this stuff here, for a couple reasons. One, I want it to span the whole length of this 10-foot table, and it's actually gonna have to maybe come out just a couple inches over here. Or actually, no, it'd actually be recessed maybe. I don't know. We're gonna see how that goes. But down on this end, I don't want to interrupt this thing I have on here because probably within the next 2 days, we're gonna finish those cages. So whatever I do here can't really interrupt this. So I want this to come past the table a little bit. I'll cut it off maybe 4 or 5 inches past, but I want to be able to weld a dowel or something. I could slip that hydraulic, that round thing. We're just gonna slip it on here, and then that's what's gonna basically hold the push and pull of that cylinder. And yeah, so I got the big boy welder out, so we can just keep on. Once we get welding, we can keep going. We ain't gotta worry about overheating the machine.